Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Oh, so they tell me the microphone is not working. I will be hoarse by the time I finish this, but I will project so that you can all hear me. So Betsy did a nice job of introducing this program. I am so excited to be here, and I thank you for having me out. And hopefully you'll have me at some of your other meetings as well. So today we're going to talk about Grow Where You Are Planted. You have a copy of the slides in front of you, and you even have, it's turned on, and we hit, we even have, you have an EAP brochure as well. So until everyone in this room knows what EAP is, I still have a job. So all hands did not go up when Betsy asked the question. So here's the deal. The Employee Assistance Program is a free benefit that you already have. Do you like the word free? See, we don't use that word enough. This is a free benefit for every employee from day one. It covers you, your dependents, your parents, and your parent-in-law. You didn't know that, huh? So we help you with everything. We're available 24/7, whether you're dealing with stress, financial issues, substance abuse, child care, elder care, it doesn't matter. You have a resource available for you, okay? Is that good or good? Yeah, right. Those are your only options. So, Darlene. Thank you, because I'm screaming, but that's okay. Okay, so let's talk about what it means to grow where you are planted. Since you're growing little things at your desk, oh, these are so cute. Oh, I want one. Okay, so you're growing things at your desk. You're planting seeds. But how do you grow yourself? And I don't mean this way, because they gave me a big lunch today, and I can grow out this way very easily, but how do we grow ourselves from the inside out? Okay, so here's what we're going to talk about. Our goal and objectives for today, sometimes, no matter who you are, sometimes people are dissatisfied with their work environment. I know the school year's just started yesterday. I get that. But sometimes people are a little dissatisfied. Not all the time. That is normal. You can't be hyper and happy and jiggly and every day. That's called life. So we're going to talk about some of the common causes that may create some dissatisfaction at work, but we're not going to leave you there. We're also going to talk about ways to overcome it when it happens to you, okay? So sometimes we feel like we're stuck and we don't know where to go. Some of you were so excited to come back to work this week. And some of you are like, oh my God, do I have to go back? Yeah, you have to go back. Yes. And guess what? The students will be back next week. Oh my gosh, well, 2 weeks, they'll be back. Yeah. So how can you get yourself excited and motivated? We're going to talk about some unproductive things that you might be doing to yourself and how you can replace them with more productive things. Make sense? Okay. So the first thing we talk about, it is common, it is normal for people to feel dissatisfied sometimes, a little bit, not all the time. If you're dissatisfied with your work all the time, that's a bigger issue. And you might want to start with EAP to help you sort through that. But sometimes we all get a little dissatisfied, whether it's over certain people that we work with, whether it's job responsibilities, whether there's something going on in the workplace. That is not uncommon, so don't beat yourself up over that. But we want to talk about what can be done for it, because when we're dissatisfied, we're less productive. When we're unhappy, we're less productive. There is something called presenteeism. Now, you all know what absenteeism is, right? They don't show up. They call in sick or slick, okay? But presenteeism is when you show up to work, but your mind is not there. Does that make sense? You are present and accounted for, but mentally you're not there, and you go through the motions. Sometimes you arrive at work and you don't know how you got there. You look up and, oh, I'm in front of the building, and you have no concept of driving, of turning corners, of anything, because you were on autopilot. Your mind was somewhere else, and that's very dangerous, but we all do that too, okay? So, I think it was Tupac who had a great song talking about a rose growing in the concrete. So a flower, a rose, can grow anywhere if given the proper motivation, and you too can grow anywhere if given the proper motivation. So even if this isn't your last stop, for some of you it may be your last stop. For others, this may be a stepping stone, but how do you make the best of your situation every single day? That is up to you, okay? So, sometimes we think that the grass is greener on the other side. Is it? How do you know that? You've been to the other side and you came back? Was that an out-of-body experience?
I don't know what it was. It was a lapse of judgment.
Okay, so you went to the other side and you came back. Huh. We see something and says, that looks good. I think I'll try that, whether it's a person, whether it's a job, whether it's a situation. And then we get over there, you find out, I was better where I was. I should have stayed. Sometimes you have the opportunity to go back, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes when you shut that door, it's shut. But if you have the opportunity, why not build where you currently are? Why not work on the benefits that you have right now within yourself, okay? So we're talking about the fact that, have you ever seen those people who can always make lemonade out of lemons? And you wonder how they do it. It's probably a little tequila, but anyway. So some people have that tenacity. They can always make it work. And some people can't. It seems like whatever happens to some is devastating, okay? When we say take advantage of the opportunities that you have, what we're meaning is that you control you. You control your destiny right now. If you feel that it's always someone else, you will never get ahead because you're putting all of your power in someone else. Does that make sense to you? Okay. So let's talk about don't wait for change, be the change that you want to see. Top reasons why people are unhappy at work. What do you think is the number one reason? Everyone says that. Why are you going along with what everyone else says? You know, it's really interesting, but in actuality, pay is not the most dissatisfying factor at work. Now, we know that what we've learned from scientific research is that pay is not a motivator, okay? But it can be a demotivator. So if you're not making enough for your basic needs, it's a demotivator. But you can get a raise. I can give you a raise today. It's Friday. Yeah, I'm going to give you a raise. You deserve it. And by the next paycheck, she's wanting more. Because it's normal now. Yeah, I got that raise, and I need more money. But we just gave you a raise in August. But it's now September, okay? Just that quick, you become used to it, and you've now plateaued again. So money is not really a motivator. You don't jump around for an extra quarter. You don't jump around for an extra dollar. What most people are looking for, though, is meaningful work. You want to have a purpose to what you're doing. And most times that when people leave their employment, they leave not because of money, but they leave because of the supervisor or the coworker. That's why people leave, even if the money was good. I had a job once making a lot of money for that position, a lot of money. And every morning I would sit outside that 20-story building and pray and cry before I could walk inside. I mean, seriously, pray and cry, just tears everywhere. And then you have to weigh at what point Are you doing it for the money? Are you doing it for peace of mind? Are you doing it for job satisfaction? And I had to walk away. So it's not really about the money, although most people think that. But it's really about job satisfaction. I want to go back one slide. Let's see if it works, okay? Here's a key point. You control the way you think about anything in life. So if you think about everything in the universe, everything that's out there, what do you control? You control your thoughts. How about you, Mark? Myself. You control yourself. How about you? Yay. Hello. Woo. Yes. Wake up. Wake up. Don't be going to sleep in my class. Yes. What do you control? What you speak. How about you? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Y'all are being so nice and kind. By a show of hands, how many of you control your spouses? Let's see those hands go up. Uh-huh. Ah, they're delusional. Okay. How many of you control your teenagers? Okay. How about your co-workers? Do you have control over them? The government? The traffic? Your dog? Your cat? You're definitely the dog, but not cats? Okay. Well, here's the deal. Here's the truth about the matter. You only control you. In the entire universe, the thing that you have control over is how you choose to act and react. You have control over your thoughts and your beliefs. You control you. The number one thing that stresses people out is trying to control other people. Trying to control things outside of your control. That's beating your head up against the wall. Why won't they do what I tell them to do? Because they have freedom of choice just like you. So we don't control our spouses. We don't control the traffic. We don't control other people at all. We don't even control our dog. But we do have influence over other people. We influence our dog's behavior through reward and consequence management. That's how we influence the government through the voting process when it works. So we have influence, but no control. So if traffic is backed up, what do you have control over? My car. You. You can choose to sit there or you can choose to find another route. You control you. You don't control all the other cars. Does that make sense to you? So when you're gripping that steering wheel and having road rage and getting all upset, you have no control over that. Let it go. Take a deep breath and find another route. There's more than one way to get to your destination. So in your job, in your life, you only control you. So you are responsible for your happiness. Every day when you wake up, you have a choice. You can choose to be happy or you can choose to be miserable. It is your choice. It is your choice. So what are you going to choose? Now, pay is not the number one, but it's usually finding meaningful work. And I will guarantee you that most people in the education field are not doing it because of pay. So it's not about pay or you wouldn't be here. But it's about job satisfaction. You like being able to give back or do something for other people. Is that right? Okay, because you can find jobs that pay you more money, but it's not going to give you the satisfaction that you're looking for, okay? So let's talk about how your expectations get in the way. So I want you to write this somewhere on your paper. This is an algebra problem. Ooh, I said the P word. We'll talk about that in a minute. So this is an algebra situation. E, A, B, C, D, E. E plus R equals O. E plus R equals O. What do you think that means? What's the E? Expectations could be. What else? Emotion. What else? Effort. Okay, those are all good. What do you think the R is? Relaxation. What? Respect. What else? Responsibility. Okay. And what do you think the O is? Outcome. Opportunity. Okay, those are all good. So here's what it really is. The E is events. event, E-V-E-N-T-S, the event, plus your response equals the outcome. Now think about that for a minute. Event, response, and outcome. Which ones do you control? Your response. So the event happens to all of us. It's pouring, raining. That's the event. If I respond in a negative way, oh my gosh, it's raining, I'm going to get my shoes wet, I don't know why it has to rain every day, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to have a negative outcome. On the way to the car, I'm going to drop my purse in a puddle, or I'm going to, turn my foot over, something, because I put negative out into the universe. But if you say, oh my gosh, it's raining today, good, I don't have to water my plants. That's a more positive response, and you're going to probably have a positive outcome. So everything in life, that's why the same event can happen to two different people. And one person is happy, and one person is in a corner sucking her thumb in a fetal position. It's your expectation. It's your response of what you're looking for. You control you. You control your response. It's not the students. It's not the faculty. It's not the food. It's not the district. It's always on you. All right, so you got that? Okay. Now, reality. Reality is that every day is not going to be perfect. As a matter of fact, most days are not going to be perfect. Now, you can have your idea of what a perfect day is for you at work. I want you to write it down one day. Write down what a perfect day would be, how the people come in and they're so orderly and they're so nice to you and everything goes so well and there are no issues and everything that flows. Write it down one day. Also, write down, why did you choose this field? Because remember, none of you were drafted. So why did you choose to work in this field? Write it down. And it should be at least a page of why you work in this field and what a perfect day would look like. Do that one day. Put it in an envelope and set it aside. And then those days, when you have one of those days, when they get on your last nerve, when you can't take it anymore, pull that letter out and read it to yourself. This is why I do what I do. You can do the same thing for your marriage. Write down why you fell in love and what a perfect marriage is like, and then sometimes you might have to pull that out and reread it. This is why I do what I do. So, the reality is you have to find what works for you. If you like it to be fun and interesting and your job is dull and boring, then what can you change about it? What are you in control over? How can you make it more fun for you? What do you need to do? Okay? You might be setting yourself up for disappointment if you're expecting a perfect day every day, because it's not going to happen. See, I'm a recovering perfectionist. And I love being in recovery, because perfectionists, we expect every day to be perfect, and we think we can control all this stuff. Now, any veterans in the room? One, two, got a few of y'all. Okay, well, I'm a veteran. I actually taught school for 1 year. Did I tell you that? Okay, so I taught school for 1 year. Now, what? Okay, so yes, 1 year. So what happened was, and anytime people start off with, well, what happened was, there's a story. I went away to college for 3 years, came back, taught at my former high school. I was 20, they were 18, 19. Well, what's wrong with that picture? I stopped teaching and joined the military. Because I said it's got to be something better than this. Okay, so I spent 9 years in the military. And when I got there and they told me to fold my clothes, they gave you a ruler. You remember that? They give you a ruler and a bag full of clothes. And you had to fold them 4 by 6 and stack them in a little pile. I was like, yes, I finally found my people. Okay. Because to this day, my closet is still organized. Everything facing one direction, color-coded, sleeveless, short sleeve, long sleeve. It's beautiful. It really is. You open, it's like, oh, it's beautiful, okay? But that's called organization skills. That keeps me organized so I can get dressed quickly. If I open the closet and the red blouse is not there, it must be dirty. I don't have to think about it. As opposed to disorganization is when you're looking all around, where's my shoe? I know I had that shoe over here. Has anybody seen my, yeah, I can wear this again. Okay. But when my canned goods were in alphabetical order, I thought I went a little too far. Yeah. Asparagus, beans, corn, they were all facing forward, 2 cans, 1 hand between them. It was beautiful. And when my grandson came along, his only joy in life was rearranging the canned goods and the pots. So I could run behind him, or I could learn to let it go. See, sometimes we major in minor things. And sometimes you're nitpicking about your environment, the little stuff, instead of looking at the bigger picture of what you're here for and what you're adding to the mix. Does that make sense to you? Okay? So if you're expecting a lot of freedom and your job has a lot of structure, then that might not be right for you, or you have to figure out, how can I create more freedom in this position? How can I make it fit my personality? You know, if you like to be outside and you're now in a cubicle all day, you may have to ask myself, is this the right fit for me, or how can I bring the sunshine in? Maybe you sit by a window, maybe you put up a big picture of the ocean or something. You can fool your mind into thinking whatever you want it to think. But the key is you're in control until you can make other arrangements, okay? So, if you are unhappy, and I hope that none of you are on a permanent basis, because remember, you choose happiness. If you are unhappy at work, you have moments of unhappiness, or you have unhappiness all the time. If you have unhappiness all the time, that's a bigger situation. But here's what I want you to think about. Recognize the difference between the two, and recognize what you control. I think that because we have freedom of choice, we can design the life that we want. That's what all the motivational speakers are helping you to understand. You create your reality. You create your life. And even when things don't go the way you expect them to, you are still in control. What can you work on? What can you change? What can you make better? Okay? So, be realistic. I love this quote from Maya Angelou. She said, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude or how you feel about it, but stop complaining. When I'm out and about and I ask someone, well, how are you doing today? And they say, oh, I can't complain. I say, good, because no one wants to hear your complaints. I could care less about your complaints. So think about that. If you can change it, change it. The serenity prayer helped me to work on the things that I can change and let go of the things that I can't. Be at peace with the things that I can't. It's the same thing for us. So if you can change it, change it. If you can't, change you, okay? Give you another example. My background, I have 35 plus years in HR and training. And at one point in my life, all I did all day long was terminate people. Yeah, they gave me a birthday cake with the Terminator on it, yeah, okay. And you've seen that movie with George Clooney? I flew all over the country firing people. And it was very stressful, and I was having knots in my stomach, and you have to look under the car before you get in, and you know. So I could not change the situation. That's what I was hired for. But I could reframe how I thought about it. I could change me. So the things that helped me was, okay, so that was my job, but what can I change? Me. I had to realize, one, I'm not terminating people. They've done something that led to this termination, okay? Unless it's a layoff across the board, they've done something, whether it's coming in late or violating a policy. So I'm not terminating them. I'm just filling out the paperwork. Number two, I changed the way I looked at the people that I sat across from. Instead of coming in saying, you're fired, go pack up your stuff, this is your last day, bye. No, 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 no. I now came in and said, hey, this isn't working out, and you know it and I know it. But what is it you really want to do? What's been your dream, your vision? Where do you see yourself going? What are your aspirations? What do you want for yourself? You understand the difference there? And then I could talk with the person, and we could maybe map out something else that they're probably good at. But this wasn't the right fit for you. Does that make sense? When I started doing it that way, it was not as stressful. And I can say I have run into people along the way that I terminated or facilitated the meeting, and they've come up to me and hugged me. And they say, thank you so much, because I finally went back to school. I finally did this. I finally did what I was always meant to do. See, sometimes we hold on to something thinking that's all we can get. And there's so much more out there that you can get. So I had to change because the job couldn't change. I had to change. I grew where I was planted. I made it work for me. So I love that quote. Reframing is what I'm talking about, taking any situation and finding the positive in it. You know, it's often been said when one door shuts, another one opens. But we're so busy staring at the one that's closed saying, open back up, open back up, open back up, that we don't see there's another door right there that we can walk right through. So in your job, find those open doors. Find ways to tweak what you're doing to give you the satisfaction that you're looking for. That's how you grow. And you grow by recognizing, paying attention to yourself, feeding, water, nurturing, everything you're going to do for these herbs that you planted, you have to do for yourself. You have to feed them. You have to water them. You have to nourish them. You have to encourage them. Come on, baby. Break through that dirt. You can do it. Come on. Yes. Encourage yourself. Speak good over yourself, okay? So you're just like a flower. And anything we plant in the ground, whether it's a flower or a weed, it's still going to grow. Sometimes the weeds seem to grow much faster than the flowers, don't they? But if it's planted right, it's going to grow. So what are you planting inside of you? Because that's what's going to grow. If you're planting negative, negative will grow. I hate this job. I don't know why I got to come here every day, look at them over there. I get so tired of them. What you want today? And your face gets that permanent wrinkle in it. You're walking around like a troll, barking at people. You've met some people like that. And then you meet the ones who are so happy. I come in every day, I'm singing. I come through that lunch line every day, I'm just singing. I'm so happy because it's a choice. That doesn't mean everything at my desk is working perfectly, but it's a choice. It actually takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. And did you know that every time you have a good, hearty laugh, I mean a good laugh, you burn 3.5 calories? Did you know that? See? Yeah, I laugh all day long. Yeah, I got to keep those calories down. Absolutely. So, you can always change a negative into a positive. It's up to you. Find a positive out of it. Find a positive and be happy. We say things like, I'm going to laugh. One day we'll look back on this and laugh. Laugh now. Laugh while you're going through it. Laughter is easier than crying. Just laugh about it and say, this too shall pass. Nothing on this side of the earth is permanent. It's all temporary. This too shall pass. That's my motto, and it works for me, okay? So reframe it. Negative self-talk. How many of you other than me talk to yourselves? Yeah, you all do. You're just trying to be, nah, I don't do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Mm-hmm. And most of the time, we're talking to ourselves in a negative fashion. We're saying things like, oh, you're so stupid. Oh, you're so fat. Nobody loves you. Nobody wants to be around you. You're so dumb. Why in the world would you talk to yourself that way? There are enough negative people out there already saying negative things about you. So why would you add to that? I don't understand that. I want to always say positive things. So change your negative talk into positive talk. I talk to myself in the mirror. I look her dead in the eye. Do you realize that this is my best friend? I've known her almost my whole life. I love this girl. I'm not going to do anything to hurt her. Why would I talk negative to her? So look in the mirror and say positive things. Today is going to be a great day. You can do this. You are beautiful. You are powerful. You are talented. Speak positive things into your life. Speak positive things about your job. Today I'm going to learn something new on the job. Today I'm going to explore a new opportunity. Today I'm going to try something different to break through that person who's so negative. Do you see the difference in how you talk instead of I can't stand them? Okay? And the last thing, I'm going to have a great day. It's going to be challenging, but I'll get over it. I also recommend that you change the P word. P-R-O-M-B-L-E-M, something like that. That word sounds so negative anytime you say it. When I say we have a I can't say it, you know. But if I say we had a you go, oh, what is it now? But if I say I got an opportunity for you, got a challenge, but I know you're up to it. You're going to test your skills on this one. Got a situation I need your help with. See, those sound more positive. Opportunity, situation, challenge. They have a positive outcome. So learn to use those positive words at work. What can you appreciate about your current situation? What are 3 things that you could change if you had the magic wand? Write them down, and even though you don't have the magic wand, work on changing them anyway. And finally, find some balance in your life. You have to have opportunities outside of just your job. You have to have life outside of just your job. Maybe that's where your happiness comes from. So do more of that, whether it's a puppy or a baby. They make you happy, okay? Stop complaining, go with the flow, and no matter what life is throwing at you, ask yourself, what am I supposed to learn from this? Because in life, we either win or we... No! Who told you you were losing? Oh my gosh! No! In life, you either win or you learn. Whatever you've done, you did not fail, you learned. That first marriage didn't work out. What did you learn that you're going to do better the next time? That first job didn't work out. What did you learn that you're going to do differently in the future? We win or we learn in life. You never lose until you give up. Make sense? All right. So that's pretty much it. In order to grow where you're planted, recognize that you're in control. Recognize that you don't have to be perfect. Reduce that stress. Let some things go. Because some of you get up, it's a new school year, you get up and you strap on that thing that you've been dragging around with you for years. Years. And you say, look at him over there. He know what he did to me. No, he doesn't. You're the only one who remembers it. So let it go. This is a new year. Let it go. Let go of some things emotionally. Let go of some things physically. Let it go. Any questions or comments? All right. I wish you much success. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you at the different schools. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.